everyone, it's Jess, and we are here to spend a day indoors talking about episode 2 of Survivor 49. We're we're off to a start. Slow one, but we're getting there. Listen, I know a lot of people not loving this episode. I thought it was fine. Could have been worse. Let's be clear. Could have been worse. But the bar's in hell. I thought it was a fun episode. We don't get a lot from a lot of the tribe. Well, we don't get a lot from Sandra. We don't get a lot from Hina. It's hard to show people who keep crushing all of this shit. There's not much happening over there because they're winning everything. They are running circles around these tribes. I tell you. Hina is just destroying them. It's kind of crazy. It's crazy. But yeah. Let me put my little graphic here. We're gonna go tribe by tribe here. Because, let's be clear. Not much shown with Hina. A little more shown with Uli. More with Kele. More with Kele. So. Hina is just on a winning streak. They cannot be stopped. Literally, even a tribe disadvantage does not stop these maniacs from winning everything. Like, I don't think they've... Well, unless you count this episode's journey. Which, they haven't lost anything. Kind of crazy. I mean, I guess technically Uli hasn't either, but... Hina, much more dominant. So, surprise, this tribe, let me tell you something, they're feeling great. They're like, the vibes are so good, we're having a great time, we got the big camp supply thing, we're living the dream. They're having a ball in Hina. This is like their vacation. Though, we do get a little strategy here. Groups are forming. This episode is like, how many groups of 4 will be made today? Here are all the groups of 4. They're coming. So we get Hina's group of 4, but they start off as the Hina group of 3. I almost held up 2 fingers. 3. So, we got Matt, Steven, and Christina. All feeling pretty good about each other. Definitely looking like, listen, we could do something here. We could definitely do something with this little group here. But they need a 4th, tribe of 6, 4 is the majority. That's the downside of having the smaller tribes in the new era. Not a lot of room, to maneuver. Once those votes lock in, it's really hard to... Well, you never know. Expect the unexpected. But typically, you get the core 4, you get the 2 stragglers, pick them off, goodbye. So, they're locking in their 4. Matt, Steven, Christina, they're like, we need to bring somebody in. And Matt is definitely looking at bringing in MC, and I would too. MC is killing it. MC is so good. Did you see her jump that damn, American, ninja warrior, the ramp they have to go up? She cleared that shit, no help. She went, whoop. I was like, I would break my neck. Just trying to get the halfway point. She's so good. And she seems like a lovely person. So they're like, we gotta bring her in. So, surprise, they bring her in. And MC's like, well... You give me an alliance, I'm gonna say yes. But MC is smart. And good for her. Because she's, at this point on Fiji, she's started watching Survivor 6 months ago. 47 was her... I started watching because I started at 47 and somehow I beat her to it because she started at, a couple episodes in. But she's like... So there's 3 of you. and you're like, we want you to be our fourth. And now she's doing that math. She's like, so I'm number 4 of the 3. Which a lot of people don't clock. They're like, yeah, we're here, we're the 4. And I'm like, well, where are you in the 4? Because that also matters. Because you're at the top of that 4, great. If you're at the bottom of that 4, that means if you keep losing, you're next. And that's not good. But you also, I guess you also don't want to be number 1. I don't know. It's hard to say because you don't want to be too much of that. We're like, well, she's good with everybody here. So we got to get, it's like a fine line to walk. But she does clock, thankfully, that they're bringing her in as the 4th to their already set 3rd. As Matt tells her, oh yeah, we were doing like our 3 thing. We want to bring you in. I wouldn't have phrased it like that. I would be like I'm thinking of a group. I'm thinking like you and like maybe how do you feel about like Steven and Christina? Can we bring them in? Like phrase it like you're making it right now with her. Like we're brainstorming. But then if she gets somebody else, be like, and she's like, Sophie, like, Jason, Stevie, yeah, Christine. Like you gotta make it seem like she's at the core of the 4 if you're gonna bring somebody in. Don't make it seem like I always bring up her brother, the Onion Alliance. We like give the top 2 here, but then we're gonna bring in 2 other people to be the core 5, and then we're gonna need more people to bring the core 8, and then you want to be deeply in that core. I'm doing core, but I'm making a pyramid. You know what I mean? You want to have the layers. You're the middle of the onion. That's the actual name of the Onion Alliance. Hard to do that with 6 people. But I digress. So MC, smart as can be. Whereas, So, at the bottom here, potentially. And they're talking. They lock in. They do the woo. Hands over hand. Yay, we did it. And they're talking. See how we can get out Jason and Sophie if we ever go to tribal anytime soon. Between the 2 of them, who you're thinking, da-da-da. And they're looking at Sophie. They're like, Sophie definitely seems like more of a threat across more aspects of the game than Jason does. Like, Jason is like the puzzle guy. But Sophie is, they think she'll be better strategically, socially, things like that. MC is like, yeah. MC runs this back to Sophie, I think fairly quickly after the talk. Now, is this a good move? Yes, I would say yes. It just depends. Like if they do get to tribal at some point, I don't even know if they will with how fucking good they are. Like at least not anytime soon. It would be better to tell her ahead of time, versus like if you're trying to tell her like, oh, by the way, they've been like targeting you for like days now. I'd be like, so you've been sitting on that information? That may not be in your favor. And also depending on like who Sophie and Jason are telling, the others who they're looking at, that could affect things as well. But I think it's definitely smarter to get like ahead of the game. Though Sophie is now like pissed, especially at Matt, because MC, who doesn't trust Matt as well, is like, yeah, Matt was really like, woo. Well, she's like them, but it's like, but yeah, I do think this is a good move. You want to have numbers outside of this 4, just in case shit goes wrong. So what if Jason finds an idol, Sophie gets the beware, things like that, like, or they go on another journey and they get some kind of advantage. It's good to have the numbers on the outside of that 4 as well. So if they're protected but you're good with them, they're not looking at you. They're gonna look at other people in your group, and you're like, as long as it's not me, don't look at me. So yeah, you never know. Especially because they already had one journey today. Nobody lost their vote. Fucking miracle. Even though they were trying. They tried, but they didn't get it. You never know. Somebody in that 4 could lose the vote. Suddenly, look at that. It's now, I mean, it still would be 4. No, I can't do math. 3, 3 to 2. It's a lot easier to flip 1 vote than 2. Especially with now that you have an MC. Let's say, like, scenarios. You know, next journey comes along. Steven goes on the journey. Steven loses his vote. All right. Let's say Sophie or Jason. Sophie finds the idol. Finds a beware advantage. Gets the idol. Now, MC already suspicious of Matt. Sophie is now suspicious of the other 4 knowing that they're targeting her. The other 3 knowing they're targeting her. Excuse me. It's not hard to pull Jason in and be like, listen, there's a 4. MC told us about the 4. They're targeting me. You're going to be next after I go. We need to lock in. And now, all of a sudden, you have 3 out of the 2 other votes that you can pick one. Probably would go Matt over Christina. Honestly, at that point, you don't even need the idol. They wouldn't have to find the beware advantage. You could just pull somebody in, and then there you go. You've taken over that majority. And because then once Matt leaves, it's Jason, MC, Sophie versus Christina and Steven. So I think it was a good move. I know sometimes you're like, oh, you don't want to spook them too early if nothing's going on. But it's good to lay the foundation of trust. Because when you need to start building, you need that foundation. You can't start building off nothing. So I think it was a good move for MC. Very, very smart to start pulling it from the other side. Now she got to start working on Jason. Bring Jason in and you're good. So, you know what? It's a fine line to walk, like I said. Yeah, really, really good. And genuinely, that's it for Hina. Until the journey. Until, like, Matt goes on the journey. Other than that, they're like, Hina, they're winning. Fuck them. Don't worry about them. They're good. I'm like, oh, okay. Don't need to know anything else, I guess. Now, Uli. Uli, you know, our middle pack performing tribe up there. They're also vibing because they've also been winning. They're praying over crabs. They're talking in slang, and Nate is like, I don't know what the fuck is happening. Why is everything fire? What's cinema? they're again the vibe tribe, but they're also still, like I said, locking in numbers, locking in a 4. Now we kind of saw the beginning of this in the premiere episode, of like they didn't lock in a 4, but they were kind of like teasing, like we kind of like Shannon and Savannah over here, like Rizzo and Savannah over here, and they're like, it's like that they were floating. They're like, we could pull in this person, we could pull this what do you think about maybe this combo? So they were kind of teasing it. This time, we're locking in. We are locked. Nate and Rizzo kind of have a little bonding moment together, talking out on the beach, and they're like, you know what? I feel really good about you, and then I feel good about Savannah. I feel good about Shannon. We should lock that in as our 4, because they're kind of on the they're not on the outward stage, but they're like, stage is stage. Jawan, they're pretty sus of, because he keeps wandering to get firewood by himself every single day. So they're like, well, I don't know about Jawan. It's kind of a bummer, because I really like Jawan. I really wanted him to be part of that core. I am very surprised off of, like, the pre-interview. I really, really thought Shannon was going to be the one on the outs, based on her whole interview about AI Jesus and her AI Jesus guru talking about, like, your yoga retreat. I was like, there's no way. Possibly that this woman could go far. Shock to me. Shows what I know. She's in this core 4. And I'm like, oh. Because I really thought that was going to be, like, Joanna or Sage. Sucks to be me. I don't know. But, yeah. They meet up. They lock in their 4. And now they're talking about Jawan. They really think he's out idol hunting. I don't actually know. We don't actually get shown if he is. I don't know. He deadass might just be picking up sticks. He doesn't say anything in his like confessionals. He doesn't say anything while he's walking around the Fiji and the beach. He is just picking up sticks and putting them right in the bag, which is crazy. Listen, I get you're on Survivor. You're dirty. You don't have a toothbrush. You don't got soap. You're gonna be dingy and dusty in whatever clothes you got. Don't make it worse. Don't put the sticks with the dirt and the bugs in your bag of clothes. At least, like, just hold them. Just don't just. Cause like, Savannah is like, is he carrying his bag around picking up sticks? So if he finds that the Bavarian chick, just boop, and be like, that was a stick. Don't worry about it. Don't shove it in my bag with my clothes. Don't worry about it, guys. I got sticks. Who wants sticks? Now, Juwan fucks up. Because Juwan's taking sticks. They're talking like, I don't know about Juwan. Savannah's talking to Shannon like, he takes his bag and he puts sticks in it and he's gonna hide the idol in there if you find the board advantage, if he finds it, da-da-da. And Shannon's like, he has your bag today. How the hell do you not realize that this is not your bag? You just picked up the bag, didn't look in it, didn't say, these are my personal belongings. Because he clearly didn't take the stuff out of it, because when he comes back with his stick, with the bag full of sticks and dirt and ants and shit, Savannah's pulling her clothes out like, dude, the fuck are we... So you just picked up the bag, you're like, that's mine. All of your bags look like the same. I don't know if they have like a name tag, like this is Sage, this is Shannon, this is Rizzo, or they're just all red bags and you just gotta open it and be like, okay, this one's mine. You didn't open it, you just picked it up. You didn't think to double check before you start throwing bugs and sticks and dirt and leaf. I also would be pissed. Savannah's pissed. I mean, she's, oh no, dude, what the hell, man, that sucks. Like, she's trying to play it off, but like, in her crush, she's like, I'm pissed. Maybe it's because Juwan's like, I fucked up because she hates bugs and dirt, and now I just threw a bunch of ants and twigs. It's like funny, but I also would not be happy about that. I'd be like, dude, are you fucking... Open your eyes. You could see that. Oh, if you looked in it for 2 seconds. Also, the fact that he didn't catch us while he was putting the sticks, putting sticks in, I'd be like, that's not I don't have a leopard print. Like, you didn't catch, that's not your shit. I don't know how. Crazy. Wild. But they're locking in a 4. Another 4 has locked in with the Uli tribe. And Juwan is just not helping his case. He's starting to plummet his stock a little more. Not good. But that's all we get for Uli right now. Because when we get to the journey, we'll get a little more with Juwan. But now, Kele. Kele. Kele is just in hell. Kele is having a rough day. They're not even like, oh yeah, Nicole left, whatever. Like, they don't give a shit. They're like, our tribe is gonna be stronger now. Sure. So, Annie, last episode, was aware of the fact that if Nicole went, she would be next. She literally says this out loud. If Nicole goes, I'm gonna be next. When did she get memory loss? Is my question. Because she conveniently seems to forget all of this episode. She's like, she's not reading the room. She's not picking up the vibe that everybody else is putting down. She's bossing them around. She's drinking all the coconuts. She's in their confessionals like, I like being uncomfortable. I don't mind it. You know what? I wouldn't even care if we went back to tribal council, because then we're just cutting the person and keep this game moving. And I'm like, she said that, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Did you not just say last episode that if Nicole left, you're next? Nicole has now left. So what? So what are you expecting? You know what she's expecting? Jake to go home because she has been swindled by Sophie into thinking that Sophie is going to vote out Jake. That's not happening. That's not happening. Even listen, I don't know if Sophie is just really good at lying or Annie is just in her own world. Sophie is literally Jake's, in her mind, Jake's number one. She's like number 1.5 for him, I would say. Alex is his number one. I mean, they play mermaids. They're playing mermaids. They're doing handstands in the water. They're walking around the beach. They're hunting for idols to get. So Sophie is just like she's 1.5 for Jake. But Sophie said even in her pre-season interview that she wanted a meat shield in front of her, and Jake is that meat shield, and she's not giving that up for, no offense, Annie. Annie, who she doesn't really trust. Annie, who's rubbing people the wrong way, not contributing like in ways that the others are. So not great. And they're also just all so defeated. They've lost a bunch. They went the tribal ones. They're starving. They have no flint. They're hungry. They're just eating coconuts and worms, pretty much. So they're not happy. And Annie is continuing to push and push Jake. Even to Alex. She's talking to Alex like, we need to get Jake out. And Alex is like, I don't know. And Annie tells Alex, don't worry. I have Sophie. Sophie's gonna vote out Jake. And Alex literally laughs. He's like, girl, are you sure about that? He's like, I would double think that one because I don't think you do. And she's like, trust me. You don't get, I know. And I'm like, girl, you don't know. You don't. I'm so sorry, girl. You do not know. She is like, it's like Annie's forest up. She's like in her own world. She's like, and I got Sophie and Alex, and that's all we need to get out Jake. Like, girl. And she's like, you think we could get Jeremiah to come in? You need a miracle. Call Shannon. You might need her AIG. Like, you need a miracle, girl. This is not working. And she's just like, I don't know. She's bossing them around too much. I know she's like a CEO. She's a musician, but she's also like a CEO of her own company. So I guess she's like used to like, telling people what to do. They're not liking that though, obviously. So what's their revenge? Only the best revenge that somebody could get on Fiji, according to Jake. He's hiding her left shoe. The left shoe banded his back. Like, girl, what are we doing? Thank God we have another segment on the left shoe. This is literally like 48 and the fucking milk. We're gonna get a left shoe every week until this man is gone. I can't. It's like, I guess that's a step up from milk. Because milk was just David talking about milk. And I was like, we gotta move on for the milk. At least Jake's is like making people confused. Even though I feel like they're already they're starving. They all got brain fog. Jeff is asking them questions and they're like, what did you say? Like, they're forgetting the questions he's asking them. So you don't need... So it's like, I don't think he's causing the drama. I don't think there's someone's like, someone's stealing the shoes. They're probably like, oh my god, I am so hungry and so tired that I'm forgetting where I'm putting my shoes. So I don't think it's having the effect he thinks it is. And unfortunately, it's also not entertaining. Like, not... It's a step up from milk, but it's still not good, We don't need the meat shield segment of humor or the bit. We don't need it. But it's better than milk, so I guess it's something. I know they're probably, I don't know what they're working with this episode. What the editors were like, I guess we could put the shoes in again. Yeah, just put the shoes in. So like this episode is so cut and dry. Just do the shoes again. Just fuck it. We'll just do that. They're like, all right, we're putting the shoes in. But it's alright. But we do get something with Kele. Because like I said earlier, Alex and Jake are walking around on the hunt, and they find it really easily. Alex is just like walking, kind of looks down, and he's like, "Oh, but where advantage? Now this where advantage." He opens it. Jake's there as well. He opens it. He can't go find it until they lose tribal council, and then once they lose, he then will have to go to tree mail and dig to find the clue to actually find the idol. And I'm like, okay. But until then, no vote. No, if he doesn't find it, no vote for Alex. Surprise, surprise. So we're still losing votes. No votes. Why even vote at this point? Why don't you just pull Big Brother and just do a fucking hamster wheel? No votes. So he saves it. Don't worry, y'all. Speaking of votes that could be lost, here come the boats. It's time for a journey. Now, it's very funny. Both Uli and Kele are like, I guess. Jawan goes. He's like, I mean, I'll go if nobody else wants to go. Same with Jake. Jake's like, yeah, I guess I'll go. Hina, MC, and Matt are like, yeah, I'm gonna rock paper scissors. I want to go. And I'm like, I would not want to go. I'd be like, no, thank you. Like I said, too much of a risk. Losing your vote, losing time away from the tribe, not good. No, thank you. I mean, it's better than like day one, but still, anything could happen when you're not there. So, our journeyers are Matt, Jake, and Jawan. They take their bow, they head off to the journey. They got 3 nets. Pretty much just playing basketball with coconuts. You just gotta throw the coconuts into the nets. When your net falls, you're out. Last person standing gets an advantage. The other 2, fuck off. Go back. And you know it's sad when Jake is like, wow, what a twist. We don't lose our vote? Wow. The bar is just in hell. He's like, oh, wow, what a survivor twist. Wow, we get to keep our vote. Oh my god. This is who we are. This is who we've become. But yeah. So they're just throwing coconuts. That's just them throwing coconuts. They're all pretty, like, evenly splitting. They have, like, a little hoop, like, the little horseshoe they have to step up to. They can't just, like, dunk it. But throwing all the hoops, throwing the coconuts. Down comes Matt. Down comes Jake. Jawan wins. So, Matt and Jake get out. Bye. Jawan opens his little prize. He has a choice to make. He can help himself or help his tribe. Now, we mentioned, wow, what a twist. Nobody gets to lose their vote this time. Psych. If Jawan wants to help himself, he can steal either Jake or Matt's vote as the next tribal council, and he will then have an extra vote for himself, and they're not going to know till they walk in. Can you imagine? They'd probably be so fucking confused. They'd be like, what the fuck? Where's my phone? Or, Jawan's other choice, help his tribe. By putting a disadvantage onto another tribe at the next immunity challenge. I think I said immunity challenge for the other one as well. I meant tribal. Did I say tribal council or immunity challenge? I actually don't remember. You know what I meant. But yeah, tribe disadvantage. He can put a disadvantage on one of the other 2 tribes at the next immunity challenge to help his tribe win. Now, Jawan, Ultimately, Jawan chooses to do the help his tribe rather than help himself, which is, I do think it was the better decision over helping himself. I know some people may be like, oh, but you want the extra vote, he's at the bottom, he's not in this 4, da da da. One, he don't know that. He don't know he's not in the 4. 2, they're already suspicious of him as is because of him walking around and they're thinking he's hunting for idols. Him coming back with nothing and being like, I didn't win anything, like lying. I don't know if they would have clocked that he was lying, but I feel like him saying like, I didn't get anything is going to plant the seeds in their mind that, okay, what if he did win something and he's lying to us, and would make them suspicious of him more, in my opinion. So I think him getting the tribe at disadvantage was better in a sense, because he could tell the tribe, okay, I had a choice. I could help myself or help us as a group, and I help us as a group. I really want to, like, I trust you guys. I want us to work together, da da da. And even Savannah was like, you know what? He's building it back up a little bit. So that did help him gain a little bit of trust. So maybe the next time if they actually do go to tribal council, maybe it'll be Sage over. You never know. He could have just bumped himself up a little higher in the Uli tribe. Sounds like he did, at least with Savannah. We didn't really get the other's perspective, but we definitely got Savannah, who was not happy with him. So that's A+. So I think that's good. Obviously, any kind of personal advantage is great, but like I said, with the sus already on him, with the idol hunting and the sticks, it's probably better to just be like, I helped us all. I'm not hiding anything from you guys. I can be open and honest, like, I am helping us as a group, which is great. Now, getting to this immunity challenge, there's a reward. Fishing gear. First tribe gets the bigger one, second placer, little one, third flop losers, go to tribal. Jeff's like, okay, somebody got an advantage earlier today. Who's got it? Jawan's like, hi, I got it. Jeff's like, so you're gonna put a disadvantage on somebody else, one of the other 2 tribes. Now, Hina had kind of, I don't know if Jake did this as well, but when Matt got back to Hina, he told him Jawan's got some kind of advantage. So I don't know if Jake did also told Kele that Jawan got an advantage. He might have, but just didn't show it. So now hearing that it's a tribe disadvantage, they're all like, uh-oh. And now Jeff says what this is, and I'm immediately like, oh, so they're cooked. So they're screwed. The tribe that Jawan puts the disadvantage on has to carry around, every single person, 20 fucking pounds of coconuts. Now, I was like, for the whole challenge, most of the challenge, you have to carry around 20 fucking pounds of coconuts on your back, little sash of heavy ass coconuts. First of all, that's crazy. My back would explode. Second of all, when I see the actual bags of the coconuts, I'm like, coconuts are heavier than I thought. Because I fully thought it was going to be like a fuck ton of coconut. It was like a couple. It was like 7. It was like not that many. I was like, oh. I mean, it was still heavy, clearly. But I was like, I don't know why. I don't know what I thought coconuts weighed. Clearly more than than I thought they did. Part 2 of this disadvantage is that at one portion of the challenge, there's, the little ropes intertwined with a lock. They have to unlock the lock with the key and unravel the rope. Instead of getting 1 key, like everybody else, you get 10 fucking keys. Now, when I watched this the first time, I realized my mistake when they actually started doing the challenge. I thought he said locks instead of keys. I was like, 10 locks. I thought they had 10 locks on that rope. And there's 1, 2, 3. I was like, that sucks. And then I was like, oh, it's keys. I was like, okay, that makes a little more sense. I'm like, I feel like 10 locks is kind of crazy. It was 10 keys. So you have to keep trying a key, another key in the same lock until you got the correct key, which is eating up time, which is precious in these challenges. So Jawan has to make a decision, and he's like, listen, Kele looks like shit. He's like, Kele's already got the boss over them. So I'm going to give it to Hina. And let me tell you something. Hina takes that personally. For the tribe that's in the front, they're like, wow, Jawan is taking shots at us. How fuck? Christina's like, wow, who's shocked? Not me. And Jeff asked Sophie, like, how you feel with that? And she's like, so he's taking a shot at us. So it's a shot at Yellow. It's a shot at Hina. And Jawan doesn't give a fuck. Jawan's like, and what about it? Don't care. Jawan's like, don't care, didn't ask. Can we get rolling, Jeff, please? And Jeff is like, what the fuck? Jeff's like, oh, okay. Hey, my bad. So, they do this challenge. Let me tell you something. This challenge was crazy to watch. Literally jaw-dropping. Because the lead that Kele had... the lead that Kele had... Kele had such a big lead. Especially once they were digging. The tribes all had to dig for a ladder. The way Jake ripped that ladder out of the fucking ground, and they were off at that point in time. Everyone else is still digging in the sand trying to even see the fucking ladder. Jake ripped that shit out, and they were off. They were ahead the entire, a majority of this challenge. And then they get to the puzzle. Oh my god. The way they did not get that one piece of that puzzle is crazy. Nothing. They're just like looking at the blocks, like they're like picking up the blocks, like what is it? I don't get it. They don't know which way to face it. It's double-sided. They're like, so there's 2 4s and 2 9. The other tribes catch up and beat the hell out of them. They fly through those puzzles. Hina had to carry 20 pounds of coconuts and still got first fucking place. They're crazy. Hina is great. Hina was who I thought Uli was gonna be pre-seed. I was like, alright, Uli's gonna be a really strong tribe. I mean, there's also, Uli, oh my god, Uli is also doing really well, but Hina is crazy. And you know what's even crazier? Jason is crushing these puzzles. He was the alternate. He wasn't supposed to be here. Can you imagine? 12 hours before this shit's gonna start, you lose 2 people. You get MC, who's flying through this shit, and then Jason, who's apparently does puzzles in his sleep. I'd be like, thank God. Thank God that those people cheated, because whoo, we're flying high with these 2. But boy, even Jeff was like, so clearly Kele's losing. No, we're just deciding who gets what what fishing gear. I'm like, this is bad, dude. This is really bad. Like, it was bad. It was abysmal. Like, Sophie and Alex were just kind of like, I don't know. To be fair, they also haven't been eating for, like, days. They've been just surviving off coconuts and worms. So they're probably out of their minds. They're like, where am I? Who am I? What's happening? So I don't blame them for being, dazed and confused. But goddamn, it was bad. At least they have an excuse of, starving, hungry, terrible sleep. I'm dying out here. It's not like some people who just sit in front of the puzzle and just, can I have a piece? Can I have a piece? Can I have a piece? Not to name names. He knows who he is. This was abysmal. That was like one of the worst puzzle providers. I don't even know if they got a piece. Jeff was like, I don't think they've gotten shit into this puzzle. Besides the one piece that is like in place already there as like your starting point. That Annie for some reason was trying to help them from the sidelines. It's like, just move that piece. Put that piece here. And they're like, it's built into the ground. And she's like, oh, is it? Kele. Never change, Kele. I don't know what the... Oh my god. So who's shocked? Kele's going to tribal again. I really hope they can turn it around next episode. Because I don't... Listen, I don't like the disaster tribe. It sucks just watching one tribe just get absolutely rinsed. Episode after episode after episode. It's not fun. Really not fun. Though, I mean, you could get like a tribe swap out of it. But even then, like, is it worth it? I mean, tribes are fun. Don't get me wrong. I do like a tribe swap. But then you have to sit through 3 episodes of like one tribe getting though. If Kele does lose again next week, it would be a more interesting vote. Well, actually, no, they'll probably just get rid of Jeremiah. Yeah, because it'd be Alex, Jake, Sophie, and Jeremy. Yeah, they probably just get rid of Jeremiah. So even then that wouldn't be that. Well, we'll end them. The idol. They all know Alex has the idol. So Alex, they've lost. They had to go back. And Alex is like, well, I gotta go find my idol now, because now I don't have a vote, and I need to get it. Now that we've lost, I can go find it. So he goes. He digs this shit up. There's a fucking... like Bob Marley. No. Oh my god. Jacob Marley. Why did I say Bob Marley? Please don't mind me. I'm so stupid. Christmas Carol. That's what I mean. Please don't. Oh my god. What the fuck? I'm sorry. Jacob Marley. Oh, I said that and I was like, that's not what I meant to say. Jacob Marley. A fucking cannonball on a big ass chain with a key and a note. And they're like, you want your idol? You better go fucking find it with this chain. And if you don't find it by tribal, that idol ain't shit. The idol is dead. And you get no vote. And Alex is like, oh. Now, before this, Annie is running her mouth. Not really. But she's like, ooh, I guess we do need Jake for these challenges. So Sophie kind of sucked today. So let's get Sophie out. And nobody's buying what she's selling, unfortunately. Except for kinda Alex. But we will get back to that. So Alex and Jake are looking. Well, actually, they bring Sophie in. And they're like, Sophie, he has the board advantage. We need to find this idol. Let's go. They dig up the ball and chain and key at Tree Mail, and now they gotta go follow this little treasure map to go find where the box with the idol is located. So they're everywhere. They're looking. They're not finding anything. They're sweating. They're dying. They're starving, losing their minds. Sophie finds the box and covers that shit up. And I'm like, oh. She's like, listen, I see the idols there. But I know Alex and Jake are like this. And I'm not letting that happen. So if I can get the idol for myself, pretty good. If Sophie was able to get that idol, I would have gagged. She wasn't being so... She's like, I need to borrow that ball and chain real quick. She's like, I'm going to take it over here. I'm like, what do you mean take it over here? Like, clanging the... She doesn't get that far though. They don't really give it to her. They're like, why do you need it? It's like, where are you taking it? But then Jeremiah comes through the woods and they're like, fuck. So they're like, oh hey Jeremiah, he found the voter advantage and we're trying to find the idol. And Jeremiah's like, in his confessional, like, why am I, like MC, is like, why am I in this group of 4, but somehow I am the 4th to find things out, the 4th to be included in this. So I am at the bottom of this 4. Noted. Another smart person, clocking. Things ain't right. Now Sophie, despite reburying this box with even more leaves, Alex, let's find it. Alex finds it. And he's like, he's got the idol. His vote's back. Wow. Now, as I mentioned before, Annie wants to target Sophie. Alex sets this episode up to fail by deciding to tell Annie he has the idol and that we should make a big move. We can make a big move tonight. Why didn't you make the big move? You didn't make the big move. What happened to the big move, sir? We lost it. Where's my big move? Because you could have did it. I don't know how long you would have been for the game. But you could have did it. Because they could have gone a tribal. Because at this point, everybody on this goddamn tribe knows Alex has this idol because he's told literally everybody. Him and Annie vote Sophie. The other 3 vote Annie. He plays the idol on Annie. Now their votes are kaput. Their 2 votes get Sophie out. And now it's a 2-2 with Alex, Annie, Jake, Jeremiah. Though Jake could he could be betrayed. We don't know with Jake. He could stick with Alex. He could be betrayed. If he's betrayed by the Sophie blindside, they lose again. They go to another tribal. They split the vote 2-2. Alex and Annie on this side, Jake, Jeremiah on this side. Let's say, I don't even know who they were voting out. Would Annie, if they don't split the vote, they have to keep voting. Tie. I think Annie would probably go to rocks for Alex if the vote was on him. Reversed, maybe. I don't see Jake and Jeremiah going to rocks for each other. No offense. I don't. And then they're not. I don't see them going to rocks for each other. So then all of a sudden, one of those 2 is gone, and now you're 2 out of the 3. It's pretty good. What does he do instead? He said all this. We go to tribal. They talk to Jeff. Kind of. Half of them don't even remember the questions Jeff is saying to them. They vote. It's 4-1 on Annie. Listen. This is the issue. This episode could have been an email. You could have been like, Kele loses, Annie goes again. And you're like, oh, okay. That's kind of what I thought. They gave us hope of something. And I get every week can't be a crazy blindside twist, drama, big thing. I get it. But come on. You taste this and you're like, he didn't do it. And I'm like, oh. Why? It's like the first chunk of this episode was interesting. Like the journey, I guess. The immunity challenge with a disadvantage, fun. We got, some of the tribe dynamics, more alliances solidifying, cool. Once Kele lost tribal counts, lost immunity challenge, I'm like, so Annie's going. I was like, all right, Annie's going. And they're like, should we flip on Sophie? And I'm like, Sophie, interesting. And they're like, no, Annie. And I'm like, oh, okay. Sure. It's fine, I guess. Wasn't how I thought it would have gone. But it's the straightforward vote. I guess. I don't know. I guess Alex, and he's like, I don't really have the vote. I guess that's probably the scenario running into your head. Like, okay, I don't have the votes. So that you have the idol, but I guess you also don't want to blow the idol you just got on Annie. That's fair. Even though your whole tribe knows you have it now. It's now they know you have it. And they could easily be like, well, he has the idol. We could get him out. We just can't hint at him that he's gonna go or he's gonna play it. Though he is pretty locked. He's really locked in with Jake. He's kind of locked in with Sophie. Sophie's kind of looking at him. I think Sophie would probably take him out over Jeremiah. So I guess it's a good thing he still has the idol. But you could have got Sophie out. I don't know. It could have been interesting to keep Annie for Alex. But I don't know. I don't know how well that would have fared him getting Sophie out if he had pissed off Jake, pissed off Jeremiah. But it would have possibly brought Jake back to him. I don't know. Who knows? You really never know. If you piss somebody off, how quickly they'll get over it. Or if they're gonna butt heads from now on. I don't know. But it would have been helping. At least it would have helped him because he would have had, the 2-2 split for this group of 4 now. But I guess even with Annie gone, he still has Jake. And it's like this 4-4, like a 2 split. Though Jake does have it's so hard because Jake has both Alex and Sophie, but Jake is more to Alex than Sophie. But with the idol, that could affect things. Because if Sophie's like, listen, he has the idol, he's gonna be good. We can get him out without telling him. If they lose this next, challenge with how bad they did in this puzzle, who the hell knows? It really, anything could happen because that puzzle was so bad. That puzzle performance was terrible. Mind-boggling. Not even a piece. I can't get over it. Not even one. Crazy. But who knows? Especially with the teaser, the little teeny trailer we got for next episode. Something could be going on. Snakes are loose, apparently. But yeah, honestly, it was it was a fine episode. I know I said this earlier. It was a fine episode. I think the first half was better. Once Kele lost immunity, I was like, all right, show's over. I think we know where this is going. Plus, they spent most of the time before Tribal on that idol hunt and not, can we flip this vote? Can we change things around? So I guess you would require the idol to do that. So I guess that is like part of the benefit. I don't know. It was kind of like the end. We started off higher. The end was like, okay. It's like, this is how I thought it was gonna end. Okay. All right. It's like a TLDR. Some people, I will say, are like, ugh, this sucks. This season blown. And I'm like, all right. It's episode 2. It's episode 2. We gotta give it some time before it writes this shit off. I'm staying optimistic. I believe that we can go up from here. I believe it. If next episode another tribe loses Tribal, hell, that's already an improvement. Well, I think Hina losing would be more interesting than Uli, because I think Uli would just vote out Sage. Unless Sage finds, like, the lower advantage. So I think Hina would be more interesting because they have that group before, but MC has already warned Sophie, so they could do a little something there, especially if one of them finds that Beware advantage. So yeah, but Hina is so strong in these challenges. Like, oh my god, they haven't lost anything unless you count Matt losing the journey, which is like whatever. They won the marooning challenge. They won both tribals first place both times. Like they're golden at this point. So they're riding high, but then again, riding high, that's a really high place. Plenty of them to drop from. You never know. You truly don't know. I mean, they did this shit with 20 pounds of coconuts on their back. But the next immunity challenge looked like a swimming one. So hopefully everybody in Hina can swim. Or their streak might be in trouble. You never know. Can Jake, Jonathan Young, the Kele tribe, and just drag their asses through this? You never know. Anything is possible, though. Kele are starving to death at this point. Are surviving off coconut and worms, girl. Coconut and worms. That's rough. So, yeah. I'm not writing this season off yet. People are already writing it off. And I'm like, come on. Ooh, earthquake. I am so sorry. I whacked my desk and I knocked something off the top. I apologize if that was really loud. I'm so sorry. I moved and I whacked shit. Okay. I don't know what I was saying now. What the fuck was I saying? That jumped. I was like, oh my god. Okay. But yeah. I'm not writing this season off yet. People are already writing it's episode 2. It's barely October. This shit goes till mid-December. We got time. I would rather start slow and go up than start high and plummet. Like 48. Pre-merge was so good, and then we hit merge, and it was the honesty and loyalty, integrity, snooze fest. I hate when people are like, it's we're loyal and honest. No. Go to camp. Don't come to Survivor to be loyal, honest, and integral. Get out of here. Bon voyage. Get off my screen. I want blood. I don't want kumbaya. But so I would rather start off with kumbaya and then go crazy versus the craziness falls and we got the goof troop left. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my thoughts. Not a bad episode. Could be worse. Hopefully we'll get better from here. So yeah, I'll be back next Friday for more Survivor 49. If you didn't watch my video for the premiere, go check it out. Why not? And coming up this Sunday as well, we'll have our coverage for episode 2 of The Amazing Race as well. Really fun. And then in a couple weeks, we're going to start our Guts and Glories reactions as well once that show is starting to air. And then we'll have a lot of fun coming up this October. Hopefully, Amazing Race is already jumping up. Hopefully Survivor can start jumping up with it as well. And then we're going to have a really fun Wednesday. Oh, Wednesday night's going to be a blast. Even if it's not the most thrilling episodes of Survivor you've ever seen in your life, I still have fun. Honestly, I do have fun regardless. We just have different levels of fun. You find the fun in it. Find the things you enjoy. Honestly, I had a blast just because the intro. Oh, the intro is so good. I love the intro. That intro is really, really good. I really like it. God, we need more shows to have intros like Survivor. I need the Big Brother people to take notes because Big Brother is kind of like they're like, I'm like, no. Amp it up. I guess, whatever. They don't have the same footage that Survivor has. Clearly. I love Survivor intros. They're so, 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 so good. But yeah. So, anyways. More Survivor coverage. Episode 3, next Friday, coming out. Check out the coverage for the premiere. You just watched episode 2 with me, so we're on a roll here. The Amazing Race, episode 2, coverage will be out on Sunday, and Guts and Glories will be coming soon as well. So yeah, that's all I got for today. Hopefully we'll have some more wild things to talk about next week. Hopefully we don't get more Kele losing. Disaster Tribe is such old news in this new era, honestly. So hopefully somebody else's. Hopefully we get a switch up, because I would love for the other tribes to start gaming a little harder, because they've got like the essence of the game, but they're not in it like Kele is in it. So I need them to get in here and start tearing it up. All right, but yeah, that's all I got for today. If you want to subscribe, feel free to. Would love that. Leave a like if you can, if you want. And yeah, leave a comment below. What are you thinking of the season so far? Do you think Kele can redeem themselves next episode, or will they just be cursed to be the Disaster Tribe, and will we get another tribe swap if they just keep rinsing their numbers? Do you think we're gonna have a slower start and get a higher merge? I hope so. I really hope so. That's definitely better than the other way around. No offense. So yeah, that's all I got for today. I'm glad we had a great time indoors talking about Survivor 49, and I will see y'all next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.